In the Starcraft event, more than 200 players from around the world competed in one of the strongest fields in competitive gaming history. The brackets were stacked with Dallas and Columbus winners Naniwa in MMA, as well as top pros Liquid Huck, Kiwi Kaki, and Idra, the bad boy of Starcraft 2.
Shake hands if you're going to.
But if that wasn't enough, the competition hit nuclear levels with the entrance of several giants of the game from Korea. A total of 9 traveled 16 hours to test their skills against the best players in the world, including Zerg Master Dongraegu, MVP, the most decorated StarCraft 2 player.
Oh, MVP cleans it up without that much of a problem.
And for the first time ever at an MLG event, the Emperor himself, Boxer. The crowd was hyped to see how the MLG veterans would handle the Korean challengers. With 9 Korean pros in attendance and several of the best European and North American pros looking to take them down, the action in Anaheim lived up to the hype. Just like Columbus, the Koreans were dominant in pool play. Slayer's Boxer, Rain, Dongraegu, and MVP all finished 5-0, earning spots in the winners bracket semis. The all-Korean affair featured Rain versus Boxer and Dongraegu versus MVP. In Match 1, Game 1, we witnessed one of the longest matches in MLG history in an epic battle between Boxer and Rain. Both Terran players exhausted all of their resources, building massive armies that included more battle cruisers than we saw in the entire Columbus tournament. Rain won that game, but lost the series 2-1.
This is crazy.
This is
totally crazy. Totally crazy. I mean, come on. When have you seen, with the exception, 4v4 is not an acceptable answer. When have you seen this many Vikings?
And we have just passed 1 hour and 1 minute. Trying to move forward if he can get a big point. Oh, big Seeker missile could go off, but no, wow. They're all out of energy. And it looks like in terms of the air battle, we do see 31 Vikings. More are falling for Boxer.
SCV's being a little indecisive.
Oh no, the SCV push. Boxer looks like he might lose his position, but good game. Boxer in the top 3. He does it after losing a nail-biting hour-long game, wins a decisive game 2 in a tense game 3, pulls out the clutch victory. He can't believe it.
In the second winners bracket semis match, we saw MVP take on Dongraegu. Many people expected DRG to be victorious since he's considered one of the best ZVT players in the world and the scariest player at the tournament. But it was not to be. MVP defeated DRG 2-1 to move on to the winners bracket finals.
Unfortunately, the tanks are going to siege up. He's going to move forward. Tanks make a nice little line. In come the Banelings, and they will just be demolished.
Unbelievable. There's a good game.
In the winners bracket finals, MVP continued his domination, decisively defeating Boxer. In Game 1, Boxer continued to use his Hellion-based tactics against MVP, who chose to go with a Banshee opening in this 35-minute match. After many worker kills and sticky engagements, Boxer was unable to stop the methodical push of MVP's tank line, losing Game 1 in convincing fashion.
MVP pulls off the win.
In Game 2, MVP pulled ahead early on by killing 14 of Boxer's workers with a Blue Flame Hellion run-by. Boxer countered with his own Hellions, but lost them all without getting a single kill. Already miles behind, Boxer was finished off by another Hellion drop in his main. MVP's Hellions killed his remaining workers, forcing him to GG.
MVP cleans them up, and with near flawless execution, a 2-0 victory. Boxer GG's.
With that win, MVP advanced to the Anaheim Finals, where he waited for 1 of 3 Terrans, Boxer, MMA, or Gonzi, to advance from the losers bracket. MMA was able to take out Gonzi in the losers bracket semis, setting up a match with his mentor, Slayer's Boxer.
Tank lines have been increasingly large for Boxer all game long, but not anymore. Can Boxer have time to pull back? And there it looks like Slayer's Boxer telling his teammate, get number 1, please. Good game.
GG. MMA defeated the Emperor 2-1 and was completely overcome with emotion, going back to his booth and weeping with tears of joy. At the end of the weekend, only the 2-time GSL champion IMMVP and Columbus champ MMA were left standing, setting up an epic final battle for the Anaheim crown. In Game 1, MVP held off the early game aggression from MMA while building up his infrastructure and army.
He's going for a
When MVP reached a large tank count, he moved out and inflicted a bit of damage to MMA's natural base while simultaneously killing several of his workers. MMA desperately tried to even the playing field, attacking MVP's bases with drops and infantry pokes. However, MVP was able to hold off these attacks while slowly making his way across the map. When MVP reached MMA's base, his forces were too much for MMA to hold off, forcing him to GG. In Game 2, MMA pushed out with a powerful mech army composition, forcing MVP to abandon his natural expansion and retreat into his main. Using his Vikings to spot ahead, MMA cornered MVP, forcing the GG.
13 SCVs, he comes back. An incredible comeback by MMA there.
In Game 3, MVP knew he had to win in order to avoid another series. The final match on Xel'Naga Caverns began with MMA attempting a Banshee play, which MVP denied perfectly, putting himself ahead right off the bat. MMA attempted a push at MVP's natural in order to halt his economy, but MVP was 3 moves ahead, taking out MMA's forces with the utmost precision. This was the beginning of the end for the Columbus champ. After dismantling MMA's attack, MVP moved unopposed across the board into MMA's base with his overwhelming army, winning the match and the tournament moments later with the GG.
That he is seconds away from being crowned the MLG 2011 champion. And we see more auto turrets dropping in. Good game, GG! The final boss holds. MVP undefeated in this tournament.
MVP was able to take out MMA to wear the Anaheim crown in his MLG debut, securing his place as one of the most decorated StarCraft 2 players in the world.